Hold on, guys. Let's see what's going on here. Let's end it right there. Little issue. I think something's going on. Let's jump right into it. Don't know, a little technical glitch, but let's get to today. Shout out everybody in the chat. You guys can hear me loud and clear. Sorry about that glitch. CPI was great. A 5-minute chart. Yep. There were a lot of things down there. Remember that Meta stock, the Meta 5-minute, where we left that yesterday? This was kind of funny, but check it out. We were waiting for HSI. Look where HSI came in. Very end of the day. Pretty remarkable. This was the type 2 on Meta yesterday. Yeah, we had actually 114. We were looking as low as 112.94. What was the low? 113.12. But that was a nice one. Nice 5-minute into that news. And then, of course, there's a lot of things that are busting. A big sell-off, though. They gave a lot of that back early this morning. So this is really the big news we want to look at. Because the markets are it. The markets are, it's now, okay? Pretty soon, the mess of the past year is going to quickly fade. And so here's the deal with the targets. Let's just isolate this bearish pattern that we have been I've been talking about on the members market updates. 41.38, that's the official 886, and then your last HSI, if not last two HSIs, pretty much around 41.70, 41.75. Also, we talked about the smaller daily HSI that checked back. But hey, remember from Saturday, this is why we're looking for 2 bars. 2 bearish candles. So green candle, big green candle getting squashed today. We'll see what happens. I would still say 2 more bearish days, even with as ugly as the knockdown was today. You are back in a type 2 zone. That's a big development. That is a big development. Bigger than even I think I want to admit. Especially the way it's getting crushed. We were looking possibly come as high as 42.81. This phenomenon, especially at 41.38 getting rejected, this is going to be one heck of a terminal bar. No confirmation at that spot except for the thing that is preceding it, which we talked about last week. But again, 2 more bearish candles, bearish days before that can be a reality. And they're selling it off. I mean, S&P's, look at the 5-minute chart. I'm selling it down. And let's just walk through the last couple of HSI signals. Okay, here was the one right before or right after the announcement. HSI triggers. You check back. And then one and your second candle. A little bit late, but clearly breakdown there. The next one, well, there's your check back. But where's the 2 green candles? 1 and 2. That kind of helps to avoid that drawdown. And then yet another one. Now, I've been saying this. I'm just kind of highlighting this sequence of steps. But, I want people to know we want a pattern behind this. But you're seeing how that dynamic plays out. I mean, here, S&P right now, I mean, it's failing another 5-minute, but check back 1, 2, what do? You go sideways, you do nothing. You don't break out where you should be breaking out. And again, stuff like that, you tighten up the stop where that should not be rolling over. And here you go, back down again. You're in the oversold again on the 5-minute. Why not fill the gap? At this point, why not fill the gap? Remarkable. And it's all because of that bat pattern on the daily. 4140 is, I mean, you're 100 lower off of that. There you go. Go back to here. This bearish pattern, 4138. But we'll start looking now. I mean, to the right of today is where you start looking. If this thing's going to roll over, you're talking by Friday. There's a 5-minute bat on ES at the moment, probably. A lot of these did roll over, and you know, they were up huge in the pre-market. And let me see here. I'll pop up that chart. Is that SPY or 5-minute? Oh yeah, okay. Oh, mine just flashed. Hold on. We do have a little 5-minute check back on the S&P futures on that trading view. Go to the SPY though. We'll look at SPY. Yeah, SPY 5 minutes a little bit different. And someone was asking, you know, do we look at just regular hours or extended hours? I think there's a lot of information to be had in the extended hours. So include that both. I mean, that setting for TradingView is there, but people were asking, well, what if we just put regular trading hours? You could if you're going to apply your, you know, just universally that way, but I think you're getting pattern development and you see the reaction still unfolds the same way in the aftermarket. Currently right now, yeah, I mean, now you're checking back that thing from the pre-market, that 5-minute. Amazing, 401. What is down here? Take a look at Apple. Oh, I'm sorry. Get that out of here. That's not what I wanted. Look at Apple, 5-minute. Any opportunities here? There you go. Apple was trading 150 in the pre-market. Back down at 145, but look, Apple is like this. You know, first of all, just get the daily zone in here. And this whole wedge that's developing at the pattern. I mean, there's big patterns down here. The bat pattern, basically 138. Now, give me a HSI or a retest of 138. You're squeezed between 150 and 138. 150 is the target one as well. That's why that explains the pre-market situation. Yeah. There's in a 5-minute. Here's Apple for today. And again, another reason why you would want to look at the pre-market action. That is the button here, ETH, extended trading hours. We want to get the pattern formations. We want, you know, you want those zones, 144.73. You're almost there. I mean, as a 5-minute setup, here you go. I mean, this is an HSI coming together. In the next 20 minutes, I would say, go in there, down at the hop, and check out, and check back. You know, you're hitting 145 right now. Go kiss 144.73, and then pop out. At least for now. Here's a few more. I mean, surprising. Netflix up huge. Now rolling over again. It's done this several times, intraday levels here. Netflix is really a type 2 crab, that bigger crab from last week at basically 325, 325, 326. Today's high was 332. That was up there. But last time it went from 27 to 07, up here, at least come back on the target one to 315. I mean, now, nothing there at the moment where you could go either way on it. It's just S&P now only up 15 after being up 120 or so. Remarkable. Really quick, I want to, before we get into a couple of more stocks, this is the number one chart. Okay, this big chart, this 10-year. Take a look at what happened with the 10-year yield. And we're now under that 345 level. Okay, here's that. There's the bat pattern. They flashed it, tried to go under the bat hop at 345.5. Excuse me, 3.455. 3.41 now. That absolute low. Again, you need to close underneath there. If you close underneath there, that's when the rates are going to fall apart. So if you're looking for a market event like that, it is under 3.4 on the 10-year yield. A lot of people are focused on the 2-year, but remember what the 2-year yield's all about. And there's big stuff there. I mean, it's really phenomenal and fascinating that right here is the exact 1618 extension of the 2018 decline. That last ditch down straight up 1618. I think it's 4.8, 4.78, something like that. Yeah. And I'm gonna jump the gun here and just paste up a 382. Go back to 3%. That's a huge move. So that something's coming. Something is going to, I think, drive that, especially with the type of move that we've had. This is where a 3-bar reversal would be so key. It might not be this month. It might be next month, where this month we kind of hold up in here at around 345, and then next month we seal the deal, go under 399. And that would set the whole thing in play, probably the deflationary return, if you will. But that has to happen first. And we'll see how this shapes up over the next 2 weeks. But it's there. Again, the weekly time frame for these did register. If you look at this weekly HSI, so that's at a 1618, no pattern. But this is a very big deal for rates. And I kind of liken it to the same thing we were looking at on crude oil at the all-time 886, where we were like, I think this is going higher, but we are at the 886 all time. And I said, well, wouldn't that mean a 382 pullback? And sure enough, 382 pullback. I think that's the same deal here. We have confirmation. You have 2 bearish bars and a 3-bar breakdown. Take a look at the action here just of the last 2 months. Been ideal harmonic strength index rollover. Okay, let's just walk it through. Here's our sequence from the seminar. Now, we would love to see a pattern here. Our pattern in this area is the 1618 at 480, 478. But HSI weekly triggers, you check back 1 and 2 on the close of number 2. Do you follow through on the open? Yes, and down 2 more. But it's go time on that bar. That's a big deal for rates. Now, market is interpreting the rate moves differently. Okay, we could go back into a situation where if rates go down, then it becomes a problem because then people interpret that as deflationary and that the market is going to go through earnings recession, although we're already in one. Okay, if you didn't know that, we're in one already. But that rate situation, let's find out what goes on with this over the next 2 weeks, because it's already triggered on the weekly, and a 382 pullback brings you all the way down to 3%. That could be the kind of where the market and rates go down at the same time, and you get to 382 at 3%, you find some kind of stabilization. It's just, that's me throwing a couple of things out there. The other index we've been looking at, the VIX, it's really peculiar what this has done. A number of bullish patterns, a number of beautiful scenarios here, type 2 scenarios, Gartley, Shark, all of that around between 19 and 21. 2234 is the minimum XA for the Gartley. But we've been printing nothing but red candles for the most part. And now we've got a bearish HSI signal. That, what do we know about that, especially after Saturday, should kick us back down into the zone without, much in the way until that registers another HSI signal. Hey, Scotty, what's going on? Yes, the VIX has been weird, period. The VIX has been doing pretty amazing things. Let's just remove all of the drawings and just highlight the November action. Okay, you had a number of times in November where, especially in the very early on, where you were rolling over, put to call ratio was extremely high, and you had a couple of spikes in put to call on individual days, but you kept printing decisive bearish candles day over day, right back into the zone, and retested the full zone. Still don't have confirmation. I think it's going to be something like that. So look, today's really tough price action, no doubt. Extremely tough. But there's multiple forces here working where, in combination with the tax loss environment, that's also, you have to realize we are in a strange environment over the next 2 weeks. Everyone that's trying to get out and reposition for January 2nd is trying to do it right now. So there's a lot of fluff, a lot of, I think, mispriced assets at the moment. And again, we want to be open-minded about where these are in their relative harmonic position. Things like Amazon, where I just said a couple days ago, I said, hey, all that needs is two. We checked back. We're retesting that same area around 88. We just need two candles. Well, we got one and we got two. And then this traded as high as 96, from 88 to 96 in short 2-day span. And now we're back at 91. That's a problem. I mean, that would not be, and this, it's amazing how the other 3-bar breakout, which looked for certain this morning, won't be valid until 4 o'clock. And you have to close above 90, 80, 91 really, and you would prefer a green candle. Don't think you're getting the green candle today, but you're deep in the zone. Here's the other one where, if today was going to be the start of something, you would see this continue, break out, do a heck of a lot more than it's done. This is definitely a sloppy type 2, but it's still a type 2. And for Disney, above 95, 95.20 is really where you need to see this close to get out of the zone. And remember the whole slew of those innovation stocks, where a lot of them themselves were still waiting for one green candle. Here's that CRISPR Therapeutics. Okay, we have another bat pattern down here. That's redrawing. This is kind of new because it came all the way back to the 886. Yeah, you see that? It's a slightly different pattern. I'm looking into why that's snapping back and forth, but we are at an 886 off the retest here. More important are the HSI signals. The first one we talked about around 51. I said this yesterday. The hops at 52. We're more like 49, 50. And then this HSI, that's 47. Well, let's see what happens. We're looking for either a 3-bar breakout or a breakout. Just even an individual bar breakout. We almost had it, but not now. That's why we got to wait for the close on the close. Let's get into, here's the diamonds. They were up 1,000 in the pre-market. Let that be take note of that. They were up 1,000 in the pre-market. Here's the weekly bar though. Diamonds, folks, coming back on the weekly for an HSI check back. Maybe that's why it's getting rejected. 343.34. 34334. What would be the problem? At this point is a great one where you bump stops. A great little strategy too, because once that triggers and checks back, well, you roll over, take out the week's low 336, or even that trigger bar 334. You're back into HSI going bearish, back down from the bearish overbought. Relieve the pressure. It's like this. So that's clearly out of the zone. That explains a lot. It's really quite a bear. Quite a bear. Couple more. Crude oil. Nothing has changed there despite a little bounce. Do want to get to natural gas and oil. I know a few of you are in that. We didn't get the check back. I'm still being patient. But CVX, just another one here. Big daily deep crab. Now this is the thing I want to highlight, where beautiful check back 1, 2. You're in business at around 183.13, but you're at one. You hit the target. Yesterday you stabilized 167.68. Target 1. So that's over. Where's HSI on that? No HSI yet, but I would say that type 1 reaction is over. Dow just went negative. Yeah, there could be a real problem. Dow goes negative here. What do the diamonds on the 5-minute look like? Not good. I mean, you're nothing. You're not holding anything. That's really is something. Let's look at just the day's action. Yeah, just for today. You do have this thing on a 5-minute, little shark, but that's your 5-minute patterns have support down here more like 337, as low as 334. So Dow going to drop, go negative by a couple hundred points from here. Could be possible. Really could be possible. Let's say the action, especially with it getting fluffed up like it did this morning, tells you there's a lot of uncertainty out there. People are swinging this around hard. Let's come back to this. Let's see if we can come up with something, at least even on a 1-minute. It's diamonds. Remember, I like to run a 30-second chart against a 5-minute chart when I'm looking at a particular market intraday. what's there. Like 30-second chart's going to show me micro patterns that we still trade the same way. There's one around 3:43, about an hour 15 minutes ago. There's a type 2 bat on a 30-second chart. You compare that with what it looks like on a 5-minute. Diamonds 5-minute. Yeah. There's a 5-minute. Yeah, nothing there. Doesn't look like there's anything there, but interesting. It's quite a beating. I mean, that's quite a it's quite a bar. As we're watching it right now, this rejection bar is not what you want to see. And boy, if that goes red today in any magnitude, it's going to be one of the most unusual candles I've seen against a check back, against a type 2, because that's what it is. And there's plenty there, plenty of harmonic levels. I mean, that 4175 was exact check back. That was the last HSI in that zone. And what does that mean? Target, type 2, target 2. If that's what we're in the middle of, I mean, already your move from 4140 to 3840, call it 300 and plus, you've already done more than a third of the move just since this morning. Bullish bat on the 2-minute for SPY. Yeah, I would like to think there's an day trade opportunity here, but not when you're puking like that. You're saying a 2-minute chart. I'm not really, maybe a 3-minute chart. I prefer 3-minute than like 2. Well, here's 2. I don't have that, Scotty. And even on those other time frames do not see, we don't have anything yet. I prefer 5-minute. Like, what's the last HSI? It was a pause, bump, fail. I mean, clear failure. That's the thing with the HSI strategy, folks. I mean, especially if you're going to read it without a pattern, that once it checks back, these are the lows. I mean, that's your stop. And with your 2 bars outside of it, you're not risking anything under these immediate lows. Stop 403.65, something like that. 5-minute bat on the SPY. What's going on with my settings? Do I have something? Maybe I've got something closed that I'm not showing it. Oh, maybe that I've got 9,000 bars. Let's see. Maybe I'm just not crunching too much. Let me come back to this. Again, I want to be looking for some 5-minute opportunities. Hey, Meta yesterday. Oh, with the extended hours. There you go. Thank you. See, I didn't have extended hours on. I've got a shark, folks. Oh, no, there's the bat. You guys are right. Okay. Any confirmation? No. Do we have an agreement bar? Let's talk that. As it's happening. One second. Okay, as it's happening. No HSI. So maybe reaction at best. What would you want to see? I mean, obviously HSI, but how do we know this is really going to get going? 3-bar breakout. You're at 400.50. You do have HSI amplified coming out now. I wouldn't expect anything because there's no HSI there. I really wouldn't expect much other than a reaction. But nice bat pattern. Let's find something that has confirmation. I'm watching things like Nvidia, Netflix. Netflix was up like 15. Now it's up 8. No HSI up there. Yeah. Nice Gartley. A really nice 1-minute Gartley for Netflix. Let me take off VWAP, but look, 1-2 on a 1 minute. I would prefer a 5-minute chart, but again, 325 hop back to almost 330 in a very short period of time. That's the kind of thing you want to see. Those kind of moves where it's like, $3 to $5 on a big stock like that with options. You're here at 325, buying the 328s, 329s. Go for your target one as your strike. Geez, look at Microsoft too. Microsoft 5-minute chart. All right, here you go. Microsoft on a 5-minute, folks, for today. Nice HSI check back. Now, don't have anything there yet. Fill the gap. Nope. But you're one more green 5-minute candle from at least setting that in motion to some kind of minimum retracement bounce. One way to look at that, I usually play it from HSI to HSI. I want a pattern. But even if I'm looking at a general measurement, I could say, all right, if I'm going to do an HSI bounce, maybe it's an intraday 382. I would want a pattern there, but if I'm just trying to get an idea of where it potentially could go, what's the 382 pullback? 257 and change? And then maybe come back down, something like that. I mean, you could do it the same way here. No, really there, not the best one. Like that's a 382 move off of there, or doing like this. Again, you're looking for just these kind of reactive bounces. Did that even get to a 382? Yeah, it got to a 382. 382, basically 261 when you're at 258. That's for those daily options. That's it. That's what I'm talking about. Really quick scalping call. You're in and out in 30 bars. This one, as it's happening, you'd look for the next 5-minute green candle. So no action. No HSI in sight. That's true. Well, on the 5-minute with extended hours, and I do think that's your best data feed. Use the extended hours. And you look for patterns there. Okay, that looks better. And you're coming into, you got about 4 minutes to the next bar is officially complete. But that, perfect. You're here, 255, thinking that could go as high as maybe 258. Netflix, same deal. Did you get anything there? No. Nvidia, the ones that are moving, that was up 10 earlier. Beautiful 5-minute. And let's just walk through that HSI checkback phase just today. So there's your first 5-minute. It checks back, and then where's the first 2 candles that are green after the checkback? 1, 2. Does that work? No. Not to mention you trigger another one. So all right, maybe that works. Check back, green candle. Where's the second one? Oh, it's all the way down here. You see how that kind of nullifies the signal? You're waiting for it, and we want a pattern there, but just to walk through those steps in that regard. So we're doing that now. Check back. We have 1 green candle. You need another 5-minute green candle before anything could be considered. But it works. Please apply the patterns with it, though. And you could do stuff like, here's 30-second chart. Where's that? sometimes you'll get the 30-second patterns at those 5-minute points, and you can use those as targets as well. Again, looking for edges on intraday levels. Harmonic, scalp. What's this doing? It's failing. It's already failing. You're taking no action, nothing there. It's failing. Boy, oh boy. What you going to do here? Let's go to the cues. Let's go to SPY, because if this market's going to do anything, it'll be in there. Here are the cues. Beautiful bat. 5-minute. HSI checked back. So great prime example. You have one green candle after the fact. Where's the second one? 286.22. You're 60 cents below. Above that, you still need a candle. HSI is around 286.60. Yeah, I think the reason why I walk through the strategy without the patterns, because you can use it in other areas. You can use it in an area where, say, you're in a management. It pops up in front of you in a management decision. You don't need everything to say, hey, something's here that's working against me. Probably time to clip out the position, especially when you're at a target. We're looking for an entry on the cues today, 5-minute time frame. Maybe if we were to get this and this is stabilized, turns around, it's a target one proposition. You're looking for 291 by this afternoon. The next, again, 30 bars, 2.5 hours, puts you around 3 o'clock, 3:15. So you're looking to play the 290s, 291s. What are they going for right now? Hold on, let's look at the cues. QQQ today. Can we get a target one move? Let's see. What do I got? The Fridays, I guess. No, I got the dailies here. So we're targeting 291.60 is target one. You're looking for that to essentially give you a second green candle at this point and a breakout. Breakout with a close on the cues on the 5-minute above 287.43, 44. You're 287.33 at the moment, about to go. Looking for what? 330 for that move, essentially by the end of the day. Oh yeah. There's a second green bar. No, it's not. Scotty, that's exactly, there you go. We just entered into the second green, the next interval, but it didn't go green. It was about to go green. All right, we can break out above 87.48, 87.43. Then you have something, but not there yet. I've done that. Enter early, and then it comes back, and you just kind of hit in your head. So that's interesting. Yeah, but the second green did not take shape. And again, the thing I've been saying for especially daily option plays, any options, go time is after the second one, and especially with some kind of 3-bar reversal, because then you're trying to go into that serial mode, bar over bar. From there to there, it's not happening. It's not ready to go yet. What about SPY? We'll come right back to that. You guys keep me posted on that. SPY is another bat, but no 5-minute, little different position. No HSI. Stick with the cues, and that you've got two patterns, one with confirmation, one without. Go with the confirmation. 2 green after the check back, laser D is correct. After the check back. The check back can be either or. I mean, it could be red, could be green. Definitely helps if it agrees, but there it's coming back. It's not doing it. It's not ready yet. Yeah, you've got things, some of the things we talked about yesterday as well that have reversed are actually in a pretty nasty spot, like Bristol Myers and Royal Caribbean. I'll go to those in a second, but just trying to look for something leave you guys with in today's session, because this will probably take another 10 minutes now to really set up. But just by not giving us that second bar, it's not ready. Not ready. And again, a sizable target, I like it, but I need that second bar. I need a breakout, because that breakout will tell me that the move has really started. It's interesting because look at the last 3 signals. I mean, that one, bullish signals. Check back, but never got a second green candle like this. This one, again, delayed check back, didn't happen right away, but again, 1, 2, by the time you got that second candle, it's denoting failure. Look at the bearish signal from this morning. All right, that in the pre-market, that check back there, and 1 and 2. Bit difference with continuation. There you go. Now you're back down. XA level 286. So I'll come back to this in 5 minutes because we know what we need. Yeah, puts would be good. Listen, puts would be good when it's crazy in that pre-market, especially the early action, because versus futures. Because if you're wrong, you're pretty much limited on your downside versus the futures. ES just went to a new low, about to probably close the gap. I wouldn't be surprised if ES. Look at what ES is doing. So not only would this be a nasty bearish candle, if that's what it does, then beyond this, what do we know? 1, 2, 3 under 39.56, under 39.50. You've got real issues. You got real issues, and it's happening faster than I think really what is normal, what is to be expected. Normally, this would take a lot more time to come up and hit this level to get this kind of inflection and rejection. Now your whole scenario hinges on immediate 3-bar, 3-day support, because you have other signals that say this rolls over here. There's nothing. There's nothing but target 2 mechanically has to go there. Tough day. Evan saying ETH is grinding down. Yeah, crypto is done. I said that yesterday. I think crypto, we're going to save our time. Our time's going to be better spent talking about stuff like this. I'm glad they arrested the punk. Literally, that's a good sign when people get arrested that you're getting closer. So the fact that guy got arrested, although it's pretty much a sham, Sam the Sham, it's a good step. Need to see a couple other things happen. It's kind of like when Madoff got arrested. Then you knew things were starting to, okay, they're starting to figure it out. QQQ, trying to hold that, remember that 86.20 level, 86.22 right there, just retested that on a 5-minute. One green candle. And then with this kind of a move, where does it accelerate? Only after getting out of this range. So if you were looking for an afternoon move, a type 1 move off the bat pattern, I would say it has to get above, has to reverse and get above 287.50 and shoot the gap to 291. Until then, you're gonna just have to sit through, I think, a lot of consolidation. I'd rather play the acceleration up. Why not open shorts at the top of the wick? Yeah, I mean, listen, I think there's a lot to be said for respecting the action that got absolutely crushed today. You know, that was a lot of craziness. I would dare I say even baiting to run futures up 125 on S&P and get to 1,000 on, as soon as they clicked 1,000 in the Dow, they started selling it off. Up 1,000, down 1,000. But this is a nice look, despite that pop and slam down. We're at the 5-minute setup here for just a reaction to 291.60 is a nice one, as long as we can break out of this range. I wish the HSI signal was to the right after the pattern completed, but it's close enough. I'll keep an eye on it. I mean, there's certainly several interesting stories. Check out really quick before I spend too much time on it. Take a look at, where'd it go? Let's look at Meta. Okay, it was up huge early this morning, rolling over. There's a 5-minute ABCD. Now, okay, no HSI, but all right, first pattern I've seen in that. I'm more interested in this chart. Okay, Meta and a number of these have hit HSI, daily HSI points, but does it just do a pause and go sideways like it did back here? Or is it really a breakdown? So the thing that's different on this check back, you are closer to the trend line than you were here. Keep an eye on that. I think Meta and a bunch of these, they've gotten slammed. You know, that they're just victims of a lot of hedge fund trading, a lot of swing trading. They're great vehicles, but they're going to be seemingly choppy. I mean, even if you're there here on the ABCD, this 5-minute, I wouldn't expect more than, say, 120.43 on this move, just as a day trade, but no confirmation. That's the problem. You go through, look for confirmation on those that have checked back. What's the other one? I talked about Amazon down here, the 5-minute. All right, Amazon, no check back, but we know where that is in the zone. Big one. Again, trying to do a 3-bar breakout on Amazon. I'll watch that towards the end of the day. And then Google and Microsoft, all pretty much the same. There's Google, was up 4. This one has a bullish HSI that's triggering today. Looks like it'll do it no matter what, but I would still want to check back. So there you go. At least Google is flashing its first bullish HSI. Can we check back? Maybe come back down to the XA level? This is really close. Despite everything today, that one's close. Yeah, Tesla is, listen, Tesla's done big things on the daily, much in the same way of not establishing the confirmation. It just it's there, it checks back, but then doesn't give you any kind of reversal signs like this. We've been talking about since the daily went bearish on the HSI as a throwdown move, and oh, you're 159. Wow, something's up. Something's up on that, because since that negative, that counter HSI signal, it's a lot like that one. Wouldn't even wait, wouldn't look for that until it gets oversold again, out of the extreme. That's something. The weekly hop level is lower here on this Gartley. No, it's really, again, you had a check back. You had 2 green bars 2 weeks ago. No 3-bar breakout. No confirmation above that zone. It on the weekly, that is, because the weekly's is still a type 1 bat, but our confirmation came in early. So 1, 2 green bars really just as a matter of like 10 days ago. Started looking at that. The daily time frame, that's, what was it? That was last week. That's when we started having the issue of more time. So different directions. I think you put together the big ones like this, all those innovation stocks. Okay, they're registering. Probably need to do the check back, and we'll probably do it in some real choppy action over the next couple of weeks. Let's see, QQQ really quick before I run out of here. On the 5-minute. There you go. Okay, beautiful bat pattern now. Right at 1 o'clock. Here's the zone. Okay, that's, again, everything you want to see in the setup, except for, how do you know this is going to break out? It's above the 3-bar range. 1, 2, 3. And that's close on this candle above 87.53. So this is where perfect opportunity for that reaction. I did say the ideal HSI during is after the T-bar, terminal bar. But as we talked about on Saturday, look, we can get these situations where if it's close and you get 1, 2 candles that agree with it, that's a lot better. That's where we are now. But still only reaction. Again, I'll stick with that. You're right there in the zone. Look, we got to be there. Close above that bar and then do the serial move. Go serial. I'm serial. There you go. And so we need that in about 3.5 minutes, close above there to continue. But at least there is a heck of a lot better situation than where we were 20 minutes ago or more. Maria says, reality is people struggling will need to sell their remaining investments to pay their bills. All of that. I mean, look, all I'm trying to do is create and define, confirm the segmented opportunity from this zone, 28, 286.22, trigger above 62 to get you to 91. And look, it's not, look, the close above it. We need the close above it to do it. All right, has to be the close, and that does not happen for 3 more minutes. We're trying to do that because then we don't have to worry about the statement of getting, of all of the issues that I get it. The macro is horrible. The macro is horrible, and it's probably helps to even tell us that it's, that we should stick with the short-term trading, because with these kind of moves, holding overnight or holding longer term doesn't seem like it makes as much sense, at least for now. I mean, today's up 1,000, down 1,000 is a huge move on both sides. Couple more minutes, 2 more minutes on that bar, and we're going to roll out now a little bit after 1 o'clock. But again, it shows us where we could jump the gun on something like that without all of our signals and be stepping in something that was avoidable. It's a really tough time. I hear it. They knew Europe was going to have a tough time this winter with everything going on. And I not to make light of everything that's going on, because it is a very difficult decision whether to heat your home or eat. And a lot of people are opting for eating over heating. It's horrible. I just think, the macro is why you're seeing the choppy volatility, uncertainty, I guess. But we're still, we're trying to apply the framework, pinpoint those spots, all right, to capture the moves. That's what we're doing here. QQQ. Looks like it's not going to do it. 1 more minute on that bar. You see how that fails? Doesn't give you the trigger. So we step out of that. I mean, if you were in that original long from 22, if you played it down there, you're probably getting ready to scalp it out. Yeah, I mean, look, I hear it. I don't talk too much about that stuff because I have probably a little too much of a bleeding heart for it. I think the only thing that we all can do in light of all of this nonsense is basically help ourselves, help each other, trade these markets the best we can to create the opportunities for ourselves and our family. That's what we're doing every day. And the rest of it is out of our control. So here is, look at that last candle. Is that a doji? Is that a green candle? Didn't close above the 3-bar range. Still need a close above that 3-bar range. Let me do 1 or 2 more and come back. Here's a short position, folks, that I just want to update. This is RCL. Big 3-bar. There's a rollover right up, but there's a couple of things. A type 2 crab, whole bunch of stuff up here, right around 58.86. Okay, keep an eye on this one because of that former bullish HSI. I still say this gets down to 47, but if you don't get through that level in the next 2 or 3 days, then we are going to come back up again, even though we already did that this morning. Here's the other one, Bristol Myers. So this was from Saturday's session. We talked about what's going on in Bristol Myers. It's a 2 of 2. Look, big. Where'd you go? It's a crab pattern up here. Maybe it was a weekly. I thought it was a crab on the daily, and a weekly is a shark. Oh, I'm gonna have to come back to that. But regardless, the perfect weekly HSI check back. This is going to be number 2. Okay, this will be our second week by Friday, and anything under 78.80 gets you that bearish close, where then this starts to kick it off. It's a pretty big spot for BMY. Again, if we're looking to play options, it's probably next week. Let's take a look at 1 or 2 more of these. Here's something. Here's Blackstone. I know a lot of people are worried about their real estate portfolios, but check out the type 2 that completed. Okay, beautiful. Type 1 all the way to target 2. Now we're back in the zone with confirmation. This could be tricky because you say, well, you've got 1 and 2 tests. Why not that be a full type 2? This is really where your confirmation came in. So the check back that was the next day, you still need a green candle. You only have one, the second green candle. That's when I would start looking for the larger move. Even though today was crazy, again, where that green candle comes in, maybe it's back under the XA level, 82, under 82, and tomorrow or the next day, then you start to go. Today's really it's throwing a curveball into a lot of these scenarios. But you see how waiting for that second bar, all right, I think it's keeping us out of some trouble. What was the other one? I think, was it ASML? Yeah, ASML on a daily. Here you go. All right, so ASML, big chip maker. Definitely want to watch this one. This is like an NVIDIA type. Beautiful deep crab, but no confirmation. No 3-bar reversal even. Could go as high as the hop level. You're 620 now. That's still another 40, 45 higher. But I thought that was pretty interesting, the way it's acting in that zone. Some of these bearish patterns. Oh, take a look at the SPY. The SPY did have, remember the SPY had the shark on the daily. Just did a nominal reaction. I mean, this is crazy. This kind of crazy action came all the way back, retested 407. What was here, or actually yesterday, that showed you was you broke out of a 3-bar range, incredibly enough, even though there's no confirmation. That should have been a warning sign for this reaction almost being over. HSI is just not registering on the daily. So let's see what happens. I think this is a grind higher, believe it or not, despite today. There's no confirmation here. So you're around what? You're back above 400 right now. 407, 408 on the SPY. Because you really need another trigger. Maybe this is a shark that goes sideways, comes up. The 3-bar reversal that happened and closed yesterday, again, you could wait for another on the downside before I'd even be concerned. Today's really is trying to throw a curveball. There goes QQQ. Here's Q's. 5-minute. And I'm going to jump out and try to jump on this. Trying to get to 91. There you go. Trying to get to 91. Still haven't broken out. Amazing. Patience. But there you go. I'm going to leave you folks with that. Looking for the 5-minute breakout. 3-bar range is above 286. 287.60. But that's the kind of thing I want to do more of. Follow this, like Facebook, the meta trade from yesterday, and just shoot to 291.60. BTC is higher though. BTC's got nothing for us, folks. Not right now. Not for a while. Hey, Mr. Carney, you should check out Harmonic using Renko. We have in the past, and go for it. Definitely. The Renko is great. Renko is available on TradingView right there. Renko it's great for continuation analysis, especially if you're looking for, you're in a move, and with HSI, it's beautiful. Oh, there's a nice one. There's a Renko crab pattern on the Qs on a 5-minute. That's sweet. Or Heikin-Ashi. Again, go with what works for you. Heikin-Ashi's, I think, like Renko, shows the true reversal candles better, continuation candles. Here you've got that same bat pattern we talked about just on the regular candles, but we're looking for the clear 3-bar breakout, and maybe Heiken Ashi shows that a little bit better. At least you have some greenery down here on Heiken Ashi that's a little bit more demonstrative, but to shoot the gap, to know that you're going to get something more than a dud, you need to break out above that obvious 5-minute zone. I wish I had something that was moving. Thank you, Matt, but I really wish I had, something. That's the thing of sitting in there and trying to fish through trades on the spot. You got to go with what's thrown your way. And it's, for me to go on for hours, it's pretty exhausting, quite frankly. But let's get back here on Thursday. I don't know, NVIDIA 5-minute. There's the NVIDIA HSI trying to check back. Nope, nothing there. Again, do you see a 3-bar breakout? I mean, that almost is a 3-bar breakout on NVIDIA. You at 178.65, you almost could say that, but no pattern. Again, I want a pattern there. That's the normal candlestick. We'll do more Thursday. Yeah, bring it back. We'll bring it back on Thursday. Bring the other ones you want to look at. I'm done for now. You guys have a great one. We'll come on back. First person to type in V3, of course, on Thursday for our giveaway Thursday will win, and we'll do a couple more books. I'll tell you about the January session I've got planned as well then. Have a great one, everyone. Go get them. We'll see you Thursday. Peace.